Leatherworking. You are. I gotta make. Oh. How about I turn that down a little bit? What? You are picking me up. Oh, you're not. How are you picking it? That's better. Okay. Cool. Cool. How do I? Hello. I think I'm live. Sure. Shit. Okay, so it is streaming. Yeah. Yeah. See? Yes. I'm trying to get everything together. Okay, I got basically everything together. Okay. The music hasn't started, right? There we go. did save one part, cutting the straps. I thought that might be interesting. Oh, audio's too low? Is that a little better? Hopefully the audio is better. Today's anxiety medicine is a Sazerac. If anyone's curious, a Sazerac is a lot like an old-fashioned, but with absinthe. It is a spoonful of absinthe over 2 sugar cubes, 4 dashes of bitters, a little bit of simple syrup to try and mix everything together, and 2 ounces of rye whiskey. I didn't drink any of it yesterday, in fact. Or the day before yesterday. It melted. Okay, so this incredibly dangerous looking tool is an Amazon version of a much more safe tool called a strap cutter. This does not cost the same, but I can tell you I have cut my fingertip off with it. And it was bad. Probably needed stitches. I did not get those. Audio's still messed up. Okay. It should be on the correct input. I'll double check. Audio input. Ah! It was not on the right input.
Is that better? That explains a lot. Well, regardless, it's going to be on that anyway. Let me know if the music's too loud. Voice needs to be up. So higher. Alright, how about that? Hopefully that's better. Here I thought I had everything all set up ahead of time. We're still doing better than last time. Do you need more? Are we good? Perfect. Okay. No. I almost cut myself just now. That would have been the end of the stream. Because I had to go into the hospital again. Yeah, this is just a straight up Chinese razor blade of questionable quality. I hate this tool. It scares me every time I use it. hello. Excellent. Well, I appreciate everyone that showed up. Okay, I need to grab the leather. Actually, can I cheat? Oh, so the thing I was going to show off last time, for leatherworking, you never throw out your scraps because you never know where they could come in handy. That being said, I have a lot. So potentially, it will be this that creates our straps if I can find enough pieces. That might be big enough. Squeeze one out of that. Yeah. Unfortunately, unlike fabric, leather has a bias, so leather doesn't have a bias, so good night, Plingus. You can get away with using the scrap for other things. I use them a lot of times, even like the little tiny pieces. You can use in between rivets to kind of fill a gap if your rivet's too big. I'm gonna do this. There it is. Biggest issue with this tool is just getting everything adjusted because it scares me and I don't want to lose a fingertip again. that close enough? That is close enough. Feels like it's much louder than it was the other night. I'm going to turn the music down just a tad bit. Hopefully that's not too quiet. Okay. Every time this confuses me. I suppose I can't really get much more out of this. The thing that scares me the most is this leather's a lot thicker than my skin. And it cuts through it like butter. Can't use it. Okay, I got one. Can I? How much of this can I cheat? Oops. Oh well. Cut the pattern a little too far. Oh well. Go. Trying to save this as much as possible. How much of this can I cheat on? A little bit lower. Right there. All right. And we can cheat even further here and just figure out where the lines go. To go about that far. Go. That should be 2 of them right there. Alright, so kind of got woodly. Oh well. No one will ever notice that because it goes under your foot. So the parts that I'm cutting out right now, these pieces go down the back center of the boot cover or spat and get rolled over to try and emulate kind of like the back of sneakers. These pieces are the wraps that go underneath. So each set needs 2 of them, and I have 4 sets. So I'm going to be cutting out 8 of these. I've got 2, oops, this will be another 2. Then we'll just need to cut them all out, basically. And then same for these. We'll punch holes after the fact. Where's the dangerous tool? There it is. There goes my fingers. Every time. I wish this tool wasn't so good. It scares me. Once you get it started, it's just perfect. There it goes. I'm not going to be able to use that much, so. Now, a lot of times I don't use the strap cutter, again, because it scares me, and I'll buy pre-cut leather. When I'm doing bags and things for like backpacks and they're really long pieces that I want to be perfect, I will buy like a roll of stuff like this. This stuff is awesome for, you can get it in any color. It's pre-dyed. The only issue with it is it doesn't really provide much rigidity. It's very stretchy. This is not cowhide. This is actually lambskin. This is the wrong material, but it's what I got at the moment, so I'm going to use it. This is suede. It was not supposed to be suede. I ordered regular full grain leather, which is what we started with on this project. I ran out, so big roll of suede it is, and then I guess I get to show the process of tokenolong, and we're going to see, because I've never had to do it on suede before. We're going to find out if tokenol, which is Japanese burnishing gum, can make suede into essentially, well, it's not going to be full grain, but it's going to be closer to like patent leather,
which is kind of like flattened suede, almost like a matte color, which should be fine if I use those ones to paint rather than tool, because I don't think you can tool suede. I'm gonna find out though. Matter of fact, I can find out right now. Oh, that's interesting. It repels water. I did not know that. I did not know that suede repelled water. Oh, let me let that soak for a bit.
Normally you don't soak leather because it's
Becomes too wet. I've got a jar of water over here, for anyone wondering. Well, kinda, but you can't really. Let's try something more interesting. Let's try the teeth. Yeah, you kinda can. You kinda can see it. Not great. Doesn't hold any detail. We'll see after I burnish it. There we go. So it can dry. This material, discount bin for sure. There's all sorts of stains and stuff in it. What is that? Where's my ruler? This will work. It's a straight edge. Should be straight enough. Roughly there. Hello. We actually might be doing some tooling after the fact on these, if I can. Tooling comes before dyeing, and then
dyeing in paint, and then stitching. Rivets come absolutely last after the stitches are in. So potentially we're 2 steps away. But before that, we have to finish the edges so that it does not allow water in. Harley, is there anyone you don't know? Straps right there, that's 4. I gotta get these cut out. Hopefully these are the same length. You know what? Close enough for government. Oh, these are much thinner, aren't they? They sure are. Much thinner and a little bit longer. Okay. Can I get lucky twice? See if I can make this a stream where I don't go to the hospital. I could duplicate that about 300 more times. Just kidding. It's not going to be that many. I do need to duplicate it about 7 more times, though. So this top layer might get cut quite a ways in. How far down does this go? Oh, it gets way shorter. Ooh. Well. Here's the alternative. Gotta be kidding me. Did I do that? Did I really just do that? Is that not usable? Nah, I'm gonna use it anyway. They're gonna be a little bit shorter. It's okay, because they always kind of run a little bit big. These just won't fit over somebody's, what are those boots that everybody likes that are, they look like hiking boots, but they're not? Yeah, Tim's. They should fit over most dress shoes or shoes with a heel. That should be all the leather cut, I hope. I'm going to take this dangerous tool apart so I don't accidentally lean on it and lose my elbow or something. Yeah, this is the one tool I would never recommend somebody buy. It was incredibly cheap compared to the name brand version. I know why. Matter of fact, do I still have the scar?
do. I don't know if the camera could pick it up. Oh, it could be the light, could be causing an issue on my pinky there, but yeah, the whole thing. Felt like I snapped, it just felt like I snapped my finger, right? Like, it didn't feel like anything, and then all of a sudden it was really cold. And then the blood started, and that was bad. Okay. Looking. I need to turn this around so I don't ruin the good side of the mat. Okay with me. I am perfectly okay with a slow night. Tuesday having a May raid was a lot. It's fun though. I kind of like. liked the other music mix better, but I'm disappointed in copyright. Somebody copyrighted the songs in the last one, even though it was a free-to-use playlist, because I didn't know. It was made by AI, and, well, like always, AI stole, and I got, not a copyright claim, but somebody put their, saying it was copyrighted music, which is fun. Yeah. This one's a little bit slow. Kind of wanted tavern music, and I ended up with like Dark Souls music. I like that much better. Rather have the Divinity vibes than the Dark Soul vibes. Oh well. Okay, Mr. Moth, you need to go. You can't be here. Shoo.
not supposed to talk about current events, right? That's a thing that's not allowed. Man, a lot of stuff happened today that I can't talk about. I'm definitely open to any conversation anyone wants to have. I know right now all I'm doing is finishing up some holes, but once I start the burnishing process, which I will explain in detail, it's a lot less involved than trying to make sure you hit the hole in the right spot. Using straps of leather? No. So this, unfortunately, this is not straps of leather that I use. Scraps, I mean. This is cut from a 5-ounce piece of suede that I mistakenly bought instead of full grain leather. But I'm gonna make it work. Because these go under the foot of the spat. This is my example one. So no one should really even... if it's a little bit of a rougher quality on the inside, it shouldn't matter. So the difference between leathers is actually pretty easy. It can be difficult. It's either easy or it's difficult. Between the same types of leather, you have different finishes on them. Full grain is where one side is shiny and the other side is fleshy, so kind of fuzzy. And you'll see that a lot on, realistically, like sneakers. Sneakers will have leather sneakers. The outside is kind of smooth, while the inside might be a little bit more rough if it's not a lined sneaker. Suede is sort of fuzzy on both sides. So back in the early 2000s, I had a pair of sneakers that were suede, but moccasins tend to be, they're either made out of deerskin or they're made out of suede. Suede's cheaper. Deerskin's pretty cheap though, so I mean, it could go either way. I'm sorry, not deerskin, but buckskin. Buckskin is a special way of cutting particular animals. You can make buckskin out of deer, antelope, mooses, however you say it. Basically anything with antlers, you can make buckskin out of. And that is usually a much lighter, floppier leather. I have an example. So this This black on here is buckskin. So it's similar where it's fuzzy on the back and shiny, but it's a lot more floppy than, say, something like this, which this doesn't move. This is solid. Lambskin is similar to buckskin, but it has a different texture to it. Lamb and buckskin are both pretty bumpy, and lambskin, the bumps are closer together, where buckskin is more random and kind of stretched out. Do I ever use... yes, so I do use scraps. I use scraps a lot of times, depending on how big they are. I'll take, for example, smaller pieces, similar to... where's it at? I'll take smaller pieces like this, itty-bitty little stuff that you can't really use much for, and I'll take if I have it out here, I may have it at the other room, a large hole punch, and I don't have it out here. Of course I don't have it out here. But I'll take a large punch, and I'll punch out the around it as best I can, and then punch in the center and make it into a leather washer of sorts. And I can use that to either stiffen up a rivet or to space it out if the rivet's too big and I want to use that particular rivet. Or if you want to make a rivet into more of like a hinge. So if you want the two pieces of leather to be able to move around, you would use a washer in between that's able to be sort of spaced out. As far as scraps go, majority of these were cut out of scraps. And these are the dice bags that I make. So this is not finished, but this will end up turning into this. The black is not scrap. That is just regular buckskin. But the main body of it, I will make scraps out of, or make out of scraps, majority. Just because it's a waste of leather not to. Out of the way and go back to the... Finish stamping this out. Forgive me because I don't quite remember who it was that said their mom had a 69 Nova. But if anybody else likes automotive stuff, I'm currently in process of doing something I'm not supposed to. I recently every bit. Yes, I do. I try and use all I can because leather is very expensive. So with what I was saying, my Chevelle, I have recently LS swapped it, which is, for people who don't know what that means, I took an engine from a 2004 and I crammed it into a car from 1968. And then I gutted the computer and made it stupid. Well, it's
currently giving me fuel issues. Wonder why that might be. But I put an electric pump in it, and my solution, because the electric pump keeps going dry, is I bought a go-kart fuel pump that runs on vacuum. So I'm thinking if I run like a junction in the fuel line to kind of make like a Y shape, then I can suck fuel through the line to kind of reprime the pump. And I'm really hoping that that works. Because if it isn't, all those parts are going back to Amazon. I appreciate you, Mr. Pigeon. I can't say I've ever done that before. Let me go see where that went. Oh. Yeah, there it is. Wow. That went far. This weight's a little tough. Must have hit it crooked or something. I've never had a punch just go sideways. It's partially, I think, because I'm not used to working so far out. I'm used to having it all, like, right in my lap. The learning curve.
Ooh. All the absinthe sat on the bottom of that glass. Licorice. I'm curious, does anyone like licorice? Like, not red vines, but like black licorice? Because it's one of my favorite sweet treats. Swedish salted licorice and German salted licorice. Ooh. Yeah. What? Have you ever had the chocolate licorice? I promise you it's not an acquired taste. You either like it or you don't. It's like lavender candies. My dad loved them and I cannot stand them. You know, to be honest, I don't think I've ever actually had grapefruit. Maybe well, I've had grapefruit juice. I don't know if that counts. Because pink lemonade with grapefruit juice is the best. I take it you've never heard of chocolate licorice before, huh, Nashu? Or were you asking about the lavender candies? I don't know, Salt and Straw's lavender honey ice cream is pretty good. It's just such a strong flavor. That's why that lavender butterfly tea mead I made was terrible. It was butterfly pea, which made it the purpley color, and then it also had lavender in it. It was awful. They called it sleepy time tea, which I steeped into it to try and make it, well, it just wasn't good. Funny story, you should not ferment lavender. It tastes awful.
the last person I had help me make these, I think they might have had a bit too much to drink because I'm watching it go. So I'm gonna have to fix that. Cinnamon mead. I'm not a big. Well, I don't really. I like cinnamon in my coffee, but like I don't like cinnamon candies. They're too spicy. And cinnamon, like cinnamon whiskey, like Fireball, or I think Jack Daniel's does a cinnamon whiskey. I just don't like it. It's too syrupy. Yes, the lavender does have a calming effect. I'm sure it's great in tea. It's just not great in alcohol. Unless you're... Well, okay, so that's not entirely true. It can be good in, like, gin. Oh, gross. Oh, no. What did I set these in? Oh. That's gross. I think I need new, these are sticky. It just, ugh. How long do I like to age the meat? So with aging meat, I do it in a couple of ways. I actually have the barrel out here. So number one, you got to get it to stop fermenting, and I'll do that by oh god, I can't think of the word. Shifting from one bottle to another to get the yeast out of the bottom of it. What is that called? Racking it. I'll rack it about 3 times, and then I try and age it for about 3 months in American oak. I can show you the barrels I use if you're curious. I have little tiny 1-gallon barrels. I don't have any meat in it currently, but let me grab the empty one. I ordered one, and I also ordered the stand along with it, and they just sent me 2 barrels, which was more expensive, so I did not return it. Yes, I definitely refrigerate. So you don't have to. I just think it tastes better cold, but I do that with wine as well. Cold crash. Oh, to stop the fermentation. Oh, no. So, no, I just put it in the fridge because I think it tastes better that way. I do not put it in the fridge beforehand. I know you can stop fermentation by getting it really, really cold. You can do the same by also getting it really, really hot. I typically will just sift it off, and if there is anything, because yeast is usually, wine yeast, which is what you use to make mead, is usually a rather low ABV yeast. Once it hits 14, because I use champagne yeast, once it hits 14%, all that yeast is dead. There's no chance of it surviving. And if there's any natural yeast in the air, which I think is a scam, people say, oh, use the natural yeast. I don't believe that. I don't believe that's real. I've never experienced that. It's never worked for me.
And if it ever does work for me, if it ever does accidentally happen, I will just drink the higher alcohol content. Basically, that's what I do too. I mean, yeah, they gotta figure. Somebody had to figure out how to make alcohol. The world would be too boring without it. Why am I doing this to myself? I'm using the 4-prong and I've got a 6-prong. Okay, let me double check and see why that might be happening. Oh! Yes, so if you wait, the longer you wait, the more it smooths out the edges. I usually will wait 3 months because I'm impatient. I did let one go for about 6 months, and it was great. I'm sure the longer you go, the better. I will say, mead, unlike wine, does turn a lot quicker. Wine will start to go bad after, I'd say, about 10 years. Whereas mead, you've maybe got, after opening, it's because it's a low alcohol well, not even after opening. In the bottle, it can start to turn after about 2 years. So you really want to, I would say year is probably the maximum you should age. And I use an oak cask, so it kind of brings out that sort of woody, nutty flavor. Why is that not working? What if I why is that not working? What if I hit save? Will that refresh the chat? Hopefully that works. Yes, it did. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure you're right. Storage conditions definitely are a big part of it. But counterpoint, who genuinely has a wine cave that they can just store it at the perfect temperature? I mean, you can use a wine fridge, I'm sure, but the issue is it's kind of, I don't know. I never let it sit that long. I usually just drink it.
So this is... You're probably right. You know, I'd buy that. Yeah, once I have my house constructed, the goal is to have a large basement for doing wine storage and preferably like this kind of thing, mead making and such. That's a long ways away though, unfortunately. Well, maybe not that long, but I mean, I have the property already. I just have to have a contractor and money. It's mostly the last part that's hard. Cheat this? I'd really like to. Nope. Nope, I can't cheat. Wah, wah. Suede is hard to use. So my last batch, I used a fancy Art Deco style bottle instead of a dark bottle. It definitely made it cloudy. It didn't skunk it, which was nice, but then again, it was kept in the refrigerator, so I did have to back sweeten it when it came out though, because I wanted to make sure there was enough sweet when it went into the barrel. I still think it came out pretty well. I was trying to make a sack mead and it came out too dry. I don't know what that means. Clarifying with egg white. I've never... I'm always game to try everything, but I've never done that. As I tell you, the one thing that's really off-putting about mead is you always get that murkiness at the bottom, no matter how much you try and sift it. And if there's a way to get rid of that, I'm all for it. What? Yeah, but okay. Yes, but I want every last drop of it because it took me usually a year to make. And you always get more out. Making me look bad. I also was gifted a large Brewzilla, which is supposed to be like a 10-gallon brewing pot. That's got a siphon thing on the bottom to drain off the yeast. That I've never used. No idea how to use it. That's why I want to have bees someday. Because man, because 2.5 pounds. Oh. Oh, I use a lot more honey than that. I think the lowest I'll go is 3 pounds, and then I think the most I've done, I think, is 6 pounds. That was really sweet, but 2.5, that's... Oh yeah, no, I like having a higher percentage too. Mine usually runs around 17 to 20. But it don't taste like 20. No. I realize that nobody could hear that, but no, I will not be stilling alcohol. That's against the law. That's moonshining. That will get me put in federal prison. Oh yeah, 100%. I wish there was an easier way to read those stupid hydrometers. I'm not a scientist. I am not good at it. But I've seen those. No. So you can run a still. I shouldn't know this. You can run a still, and it's perfectly safe. You can do it in a garage, a basement, backyard, wherever. As long as you don't have it near an open flame, it's fine. So if you use like an electric stove or like a cooktop burner, it can't ignite the fumes. Just don't go lighting a cigarette near it. Look, if I was allowed to make moonshine, I would. Not for sale, just for me. But it's illegal, so I won't. Now, if I were to have a still for fuel purposes, and there just happened to be a byproduct, I'm just kidding. Yeah, honestly, I don't want to go blind. I kind of need my eyes. Leatherworking by braille would be kind of difficult. Of course, if somebody offers it to me, I'm gonna drink it. No, that's not the same. That's not the same. It doesn't taste the same. That stuff is just vodka. It's just a high alcohol content vodka. It does not taste the same. When somebody it doesn't taste the same because the same risk factors aren't there. Right? When somebody hands you a jar and tells you it's apple pie moonshine, it's different than going to Walmart and buying apple pie moonshine from like Everclear or something. It just doesn't have the same risk factors, so it doesn't taste as good. I'm sure it would be interesting, but it's not for me. This is what happens at the back of the tavern. That's what I'm saying. Look, all I'm saying is 195 proof will 100% run a carbureted car. I have definitely maybe done that once or twice. At these prices, Everclear is cheaper than gasoline. See, it only makes you blind if you drink too much. So you just drink until you see colors and then you stop. If you can taste colors, you've gone too far.
let you guys in on a little secret. I'm dumb. This is my smooth side that I'm not supposed to do punching on. And I ruined it. So now I only have like that bottom quarter that's... Oops. That's okay. I have another one over here. Probably gonna have to buy a new one of these mats. Oh well. So when the mats, when you're punching holes, right? No big deal. It protects the table. When you're cutting, no big. It's the next part that I'm about to get to that I'll show you is the problem, and it involves this very hard to see tool. I'll explain what this is in a minute, but it requires a smooth surface on the other side. And I don't have any examples, but every one of these little holes leaves a mark. I could grab my piece of glass to put it on top, but problem is, the last time I used that, it broke and it's all duct taped together. At this rate, I don't know that I'm going to get to tooling tonight. I'm going to try, though. Oh. I feel your pain. I don't know that you can do that. I don't think you can just flip it inside out far. I think the loops would be backwards because it works. It's like chain. I know that much. I've seen it done. I just don't know how to do it. I don't need another skill. I have too many as is. You'd probably be good at tatting. Sounds like me. I'm assuming you have to start with the top where the ears are. So by pulling the stitches, it would be all the way back at the beginning, right? That's good. Okay. That took longer than expected. All right. I'm going to set these back inside so I don't lose them. I will lose them. I've lost them before. This is the third time I've printed this pattern. Would you like me to ask that? Where to start? I'm not going to do these yet. I'm going to start with an easier piece to do. I can. Why? I don't really have like a schedule. I just kind of go until my body tells me it's time to sleep. There's the number 5. That's not good. Where did that tool go? Oh, forgot that was in there. Holster. That's odd. Is that all I'm allowed to stream for? Uh-oh. If that's the case, I gotta start working faster. Okay. Where the heck is it? There it is. Alright. The next step. I intend on making easier in the future. At the moment, I cannot. I don't have the money for it. I would love to have a burnishing tool does everything at once. It has the big sander drum on one side and the burnishing thing on the other. And it does everything electronically, and it's great. It's $200 or more. So I'm going to continue to use these hand tools because they're so much cheaper and easier to learn. But someday I'm going to have the machine so I can just be done with it instantly. But not today. So, this tool, no, I probably could make one out of like one of those cheapo Harbor Freight motor things that they use for, I don't really know what they're for. The polishing things, like the bench grinder wheel thingies. But then you gotta find all the bits and the sanding drum, and I think it might just be cheaper to buy one. Less turmoil. I mean, that being said, I have a leather sewing machine and I still choose to hand stitch for the same reason. Anyway, this tool here is known as a beveler. Now, I have this set, which is an American beveler set, and I also have a French beveler set, which is significantly different. French bevelers I use a lot, kind of like scaving knives. And what a scaving knife is I do actually have one out here. This is a scaving knife. So a scaving knife is kind of curved. It's used to make leather of a specific ounce lighter. So you would drag this razor blade across and it would make it thinner. You can use a French beveler to bevel specifically an edge so that you can get away with not... Because scaving knives, you can cut too deep. With a French beveler, you can't. It's used for making French seams, which is why it's called a French beveler. American bevelers are just for beveling an edge. That's an absolutely perfect analogy of what a scaving knife is. And as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure this is a homemade one that might have been made out of a potato peeler. Oh no, actually. So a lot of my tools are hand-me-downs, or I bought them at yard sales if I find them. Well, this is actually a patented tool called a scythe. Number 925 SKIFE. Patent applied for. So this is a patent pending tool. This isn't even a patented tool. Interesting. I have no idea who makes it. So the first step in burnishing is you want to make all of your edges rounded, essentially, to take a nice burnish. Because when you burnish it, and these are burnishing tools. So the glass one is Japanese, and I bought it at the same time I bought the Tokonol. Tokonol is a special burnishing gum that comes from Tokyo. I don't know what it's made out of because I can't read most of the bottle, but it is from
Shinjuku-ku, Tokyo. And I don't have the sticker on this anymore because it wore off, but this was from the same area in Tokyo. So this is a specialty glass burnisher. It's made for Tokonol. It is. I wish I had. They have nicer ones that have handles. I couldn't find one, but this works just fine. This is the most amazing tool, and when it gets dirty or it gets sticky from the gum, just throw it in the dishwasher, and it's great. And a little hot water, and it's perfect. This is more common in Europe and the United States. They also have flat ones of these to do the flesh side of it. You typically use a hardwood or just wood in general, and you can either use water or you can use a burnishing gum. I've seen people use beeswax, and you want to get friction on this edge to sort of burn it and turn it into glass. On a lot of leather products that you buy at the store, they will come burnished, where the edges are really round and not sharp. This step is technically not necessary to have a nice leather project if you're just starting out, but if you want to really elevate your work, it is a nice step, and it will make the product last longer, because when you seal in the edges and the flesh side of the leather, I won't be doing the flesh side on a lot of this because you don't need to, because it's going against a shoe and it's gonna get sealed anyway, rubbing against a foot. But water can seep in to the fibers and cause it to mold. So you really want to seal everything that you can if it's going to be something that won't see a lot of heavy wear. I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. Like I said, I'm old man at heart. Clearly, I'm leatherworking at the moment. Nobody does this. Yeah. Before I met you, Far, I didn't know there was a difference between subs and dubs. I didn't know that was a thing. I just thought that that was just a translated version. I grew up in a home that called them Japanimes, so I I don't know anything about them. I watched Yu-Gi-Oh as a kid. That was fun, and Pokemon when it came out. But aside from that, and the the obvious the ones that everyone and their grandmother's seen, the Studio Ghibli stuff. But I genuinely don't know anything about it. I've seen with you, Farley. I've seen Cowboy Bebop, and I liked that a lot. But I don't know anything about anime at all. Oh yeah, Tabby and May were my first exposure to VTubers. Period. I've never been YouTube didn't even recommend that content to me for whatever reason. Heck, I didn't even have internet in my home until probably middle school. That was in 2006. Is that not how other people's YouTubes are? Oh. Occasionally I'll get like Dylan Hollis or Max from Tasting History, but like very seldom. I mean, hell, like, up until about 2005, I grew up with Windows 98 and a copy of Echo Dolphin. I didn't even have video games until my first console was in... well, my first console was actually a Vectrex, for anybody who knows what that is, from the 80s. My dad bought it from Sears, brand new. I still have it. I can show. I have no way to record that for people, so I mean, I can go get it. It's really heavy and show people, but do you know Alejandro Flores? No. I do not know Alejandro Flores. I watch a lot of those Will It Run videos, like Vice Grip Garage, Junkyard Digs, vicariously through that Mook's Garage, because it's Junkyard Digs' wife, but he does racing stuff. Oh, yeah. Yeah, none of my vehicles are race-worthy, so I typically like watching old cars not die. I like watching people restore relics. It's like people fixing up artifacts. Oh, I've seen those restoration videos. I get those sometimes too. Those are like ASMR. I like listening to the machinery. I have 90% of the machinery that they have. I still like to watch it because I'm not gonna fix a tin toy, but apparently my YouTube's weird. Well, I could fall asleep to that sound is the problem. Machinery working in perfect order. I am 100% either a dwarf or a kobold because I just like the sound of machinery. Maybe a goblin. I don't know. Yeah, Skyrim Dwemer. There we go. I'm what was Tali from Mass Effect? What was her race? Where they couldn't sleep because they the ship was too quiet because that meant that something wasn't working. That's just me. It's a dated reference. Nobody's talked about Mass Effect in at least 10 years. Especially since I'm pretty sure that's a Mass Effect 2 reference, if anything. It's been a long time, I don't remember. Mass Effect 3 sucked. The ending was trash. Mass Effect 1 and 2 was cool. 2 was stressful. I had to save that guy with the glass bone disease. I don't remember his name. Joker. And, he was screwing the ship, I think. But the ship got a body and he... Yeah. Yeah. When things are too quiet, my head makes them not quiet, so I like having sounds in the background. Keeps me moving.
hold on. But I already have a work-along idea coming up. I have the, like, materials you need to get to work along with me to make one of my dice bags. I was gonna post all the information. I'm used to hearing gunshots. Gunshots don't bother me. I live very much in the ghetto. For now. So my house is built, and then, well, that might change. But then it'll be very quiet. And my thing came with a whole tool set and everything on how to do it. Learn a new skill. Welcome to the forge, brother. Just wait till I show you metal smelting. If I can figure out how to record that. Turn aluminum cans into anything you want. I wanted to make a set of Stormtrooper armor out of it because I have the materials and plans. I just haven't done it yet. Yes. Yes, you can. You can make a cool sword. So these are solid aluminum pucks. Each one of these is about 60 soda cans. I've got about 300 pounds of raw aluminum from soda cans because I used to work in a warehouse where literally everyone was addicted to Monster, and I just had so much of it. Then my mom's friend had a horse, and I got to know the farrier. And I learned a lot about horseshoes when I did that. And kind of got me into, you know, that kind of aspect of blacksmithing. And I ended up taking home all of the aluminum horseshoes for like the better part of 2 years. So I have a metric ton of aluminum. See, but we have to make, I want to make the Bud Light now. Half leather, half beer can. It's like Pepsi Man, but way cooler. Alright. And just so you guys know, I'm not kidding. I've got about 6 of these filament boxes filled to the brim with these. This box is like 20 pounds alone. Oh god, please close. Oh, I've made a mistake. I've hurt myself today. There we go.
Don't even get me started with ammunition reload. No, I'm just kidding. I will not be showing that. Mainly because I don't know how to do that. But... I wanted to learn how to do that a while back. I bought the tool and I tried to do it once and I screwed up the casing and I went, nah, this ain't for me. This is gonna blow up. I'll just buy it. What, blowing up in my hand would not be cool. I like black powder pistols and rifles. I'm not gonna get in trouble with YouTube and show you it, but I've built 2 black powder rifles. One of them was from a kit. The other one was I used a stock from a Ruger, some kind of Ruger rifle I got for free, and then made the fittings out of brass. My revolver, I replaced all the fittings with brass, because spring brass doesn't rust as bad to black powder. I don't know why they didn't come with that way stock. Anyway, complaints. I'm gonna get in trouble talking about guns. I should not talk about guns. YouTube's gonna get mad at me, but just know, technically a black powder rifle is not a gun. If you are a felon, you can own one. It's just a firework by law. Regardless of that. Oh yeah. Aluminium. It's not wrong. It's what they say. There's a reason why they say aluminium versus aluminum. I watched a video about it. I don't remember why the reason is, but I know there's a reason for it. What? There's not a lot of... yeah, so with black powder, I'm lazy and I make paper cartridges using cigarette rolling papers because it's a lot faster. I have a tool for it I bought, but it's, you know. I do too. I've got an 1851. What's yours? I have the 1851. Well, I've modified it. I have an 1851 Confederate Colt that I've put the Yankee Sheriff style shorter barrel on because it draws easier. And is it Pieta or Dragoon? You say Dragoon, I'm gonna be jealous. Cause I ain't got Dragoon money. There is no visual difference. There is no visual difference. It's based on an ancient firearm from the Civil War. I mean, I'm sure the parts are different, and frankly speaking, mine isn't even original. I replaced all the springs and everything with homemade parts, so it works better. Another thing that I will not be showing on stream is how to do that. No,
100% I will do streams on working on cars in the future. Once my garage is built and I can close it. Because I don't need people showing up to my house unannounced. Now it's different if people are invited. That's a different situation. Rent a party bus and do a generic like address and tell everybody to put a blindfold on and take them. That's not a good idea. That's how you get into human trafficking. Okay. I say out-of-pocket things all the time at work, too. I've not been fired yet. But I can make a better channel with blackjack and hookers. It's very hard not to talk about my job. Especially when I had that issue with that turf today. Oh. Mine's also a 40. So mine's also a 44. Oberti is nicer than Pieta. You basically have the same gun as me. I love that. I love that. It's my favorite pistol. It is 100% a cowboy gun. And a lot of people used to, back in the day, chamber them in 44 because they would take them to a gunsmith, have them bored out, because that 44 tended to be more accurate. 36 kicked harder and jumped harder, but the 44 could take a larger powder load and would not hurt people as much. There's a sheriff or a marshal, I can't remember which, Wild Bill, that used 2 of them as his sidearms. Ah, so yours is a steel frame. Mine is a brass frame. I can't do that. I want to, but I can't. So I will stick to paper cartridges. It's not easier to get your hands on caps. Fire. Oh. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, just make me jealous. Okay. So the Uberti is brass. That makes sense. That's usually... I know that Pieta makes a steel frame. I think Uberti does too, but they're like a lot more money for no reason. And then doing the conversion on them is difficult. Because you have to change out a lot of the guts and springs, and add the ejector on the end of the I'm trying to talk myself out of it because I don't have the money right now for another firearm. Trying to have a house build. I don't need another gun. I'm happy with the firearms I have. Right. I do. I think I do. What time is it now? Probably 11. Alright. Just to kind of get the idea of what it is, so that way in the meantime I can do all the rest of it. I'm going to do these last two pieces here. And then show the burnishing process, so you get the idea what to do with that. And then I'll, because I think I'm going to take off at 11 like I did last time, because I'm tired. I also do. I also collect those. I have a Stalin's Armory Mazda Nagant with the provisions for the rifle scope. I don't have the rifle scope because they're really hard to find, but I have the ability to put it on. There's quite a few World War II rifles I would love to own. World War II weapons in general. There's one weapon that I really want that pre-World War II, but became a really big weapon before the Luger, for the bad guy side. I won't say the word because I don't want to be, attacked by YouTube, but basically, one of those pocket Mausers, the little mini ones that kind of look like Berettas mixed with a Luger, with the really short Luger front. Love those. Want one. Chambered in 8mm. They don't make replicas though, and finding one that doesn't have the engravings on it is difficult. M2. I don't know what that means. So I'm gonna say no because I don't know what that means. What is it? What is an M2? You mean like a M2, like a rifle? Like the... Well, no. M2A1's a truck. M2. I don't, but I don't have any American weapons. I'm assuming M2, that sounds American. This stream took a turn for the weird. I'm okay with it. The difficult is finding one without the officer insignias. They're worth less money, but they shouldn't be. Hold on, I'm gonna Google it real quick. Oh, well, you know, because a lot of US soldiers melted them down, and Russian soldiers did too. So there's less of those that were used as service weapons, so they're worth more technically, even though they're horrible. And also, you know, the unsavourable part of America. I'll leave it at that. Oh! Oh, I know what that is. I still love my Russian gun. Darn thing shoots a bullet. The biggest bullet that, other than the black powder 50 cal I got, biggest modern bullet I've got, is in the Mosin, and that thing kicks like an elephant. I've seen 22 versions of the M2 carbine. Oh, they were 30-06. Hmm. I didn't know that. Could have been what my grandpa shot. Korean War, to be honest with you. I knew he was a rifleman. It says it was related to the Korean War, too. My defense, blacksmiths and leather workers were different, but they were usually one and the same in a lot of places. And they became gunsmiths when firearms were more used than regular blacksmithing. So this makes sense. Oh yeah, you're never gonna find a real navy that's in operable condition. That's like, and if you do, that's probably worth a couple $1 million. Even if it didn't see service, it's... Plus, not too long ago, it was pretty easy to find surplus rifles. But... yeah, not so much anymore. Especially not in California. Finding any sort of weapon here is a task. Yes, it has. Darn it. I know I can't talk about current events, but I really want to talk about that 300 million. I want to know where they put it. I want to find out where they put it. Or is it 300 million or 30 million? The bank robbery. Yeah. There was a bank heist in it was 30. It was in LA. And they haven't found the people. They don't even know how they got in. And they're not on camera. They paydayed that shit. Yeah. The 5-round magazines are fun. Not to mention the, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was 30 million. Just disappeared. I don't even know how you do that, but it's cool. Like, I couldn't do that. I'm too clumsy. But, like, how does that just go missing? But okay, so all right. So they're saying they went. They're saying they went in through the roof, but there's a big hole in the side of the building. They found a name. They know somebody? Hold on. I need to know. Who? Give me the details. I need to know. Were they storing it at the trailer park? Because there's a trailer park really close nearby. Don't check my bank account either. You'll be sad. Payday's a long ways away. They set off one alarm. So I'm assuming the safe house was at the trailer park. Okay, so we get back to the topic of the stream. This gummy stuff is magic in a jar. This is Tokonol. Tokonol is a special burnishing gum of unknown materials that can turn leather to glass. Just kind of wipe it on until the edge of the leather turns darker. And I don't know if I can show that. You can kind of see it a little bit. But once you get that darker color on there, you let it soak in for just a second, and then you can go ham on it. On edges, I use a wood burnisher because it's just easier, because it's curved. For flesh side, I'll use the glass one, because it's flat surface. I wish I knew. I wish I knew. Because if I could figure that out, I could probably turn lead into gold. No, you turn lead into gold. I don't know if this is going to show, but it might be just shiny enough to pick up a light. But the whole edge of it is now perfectly smooth and sealed. So we're going to be doing this on all the edges because it makes the product look more finished. And also I hate myself. This is why I need that electric tool. Just kind of put the stuff on and then... Oh, they're called fishes. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. I don't know what to call people. That I don't have a name to call people. No, it's quite cheap. And it's even cheaper if you buy them as fishing weights.
Do with that information as you will. I have no use for lead. I don't... It's too toxic. I don't make bullets anymore. I tried and I was scared to use it. So lead is cheap. Do with that as you will. I don't know. Maybe buy lead weights and put them in a slingshot. Shoot them at passing cars. I don't know. It's not legal advice. I'm not telling you to legally do that, but... How much a 5-pound dumbbell of lead? I would assume 5 pounds. These Japanese people really know how to make some quality products. I will not. I can make armor. I am not an ammo maker. Tell the fish to bring me all the cans that get thrown into the ocean. I don't want to be Aquaman. I don't want to be Aquaman. He's useless. His only enemy that I'm aware of is just a regular fisherman. Either that or Amber Heard. Oops. I said that out loud? My bad. What? She was an actress in that movie. I didn't say nothing. Oh. Why? What did Aquaman do? I mean, genuinely, he doesn't do much. What did he... what is... Okay, I have to know the lore. What did Aquaman do? I'm pretty sure Aquaman can't see in the dark. He just breathes on it. Yeah, I feel like the Mariner from Waterworld is more useful than him. I don't think Aquaman's in charge of the ocean. I don't even think he's in charge of himself. Wait, what? The Mariner? He was just... Oh god, am I showing my age again? He just breathes underwater and brings up dirt to tell people he's been to dry land.
because there's no land left. I'm not gonna spoil the movie, but that's the whole movie. They're looking for. Well, it was in color, so at least the 70s. I have no idea how old Waterworld is. I genuinely don't. They still have a show of it at Universal Studios, so. The Deacon. I love the Deacon. He's great. Wait, Nate Ray works at the post office? Well, I don't know. I don't know the lore. I mean, it would make travel a lot easier. I'm all for Pangea. I could sell Leatherworks better. Everything already is Borders. So? We just have to keep an eye on Russia and we'll be fine. It kind of makes me happy to think about Mexico touching South Africa. I could just see all the prissy little old partide prudes upset that the Mexicans are touching their border. The tallest mountain on Earth is in the ocean. What, with Pangea? I imagine pizza would taste way better. Could you imagine an actual Italian Costco? A metric amount of cheese and a metric amount of tomato with basil? I'm just saying. Although there would definitely be fights about Chicago pizza. There already are, but could you imagine if Italy was close enough to tell them that they're stupid? It's wrong. I'm sorry. Chicago pizza is so wrong. It's not pizza. It's not. Costco pizza isn't pizza. I don't know what it is. It's just it's closer to cheese bread than it is pizza. There would be pizza wars. Don't even get me started about pineapple. That does not belong on a pizza. You know what? I'll back that bet. I $20 on Chicago. Chicago's close enough to Chicago's close enough to Detroit that I'm pretty sure that Italy would never make it to Chicago. There's not much going on in Maine except there are a bunch of. So what? I would eat them. I would. Oh my god, wait, where would lobsters come from if there was Pangea? Hold on, wait a minute, I have a problem. I'm a pescatarian and I love lobster. Hold on. But farm raised don't taste right. I'm sorry. Nobody tell Mary I'm a pescatarian. I just... I just thought about that. Oh. 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 Or she does. Or maybe she does. I also eat shrimp. I've had worms before. They're not bad. But yeah, no, seriously, this whole Pangea thing, where would lobsters go? I have to know. Because Canadian lobsters don't taste right, and... Wait, would they become like river fish? Would they become... Oh... Hey. Hey, you know what? I'm for it. As long as we don't have the kings, I'm fine, right? Because I'm not... That thing looks like a person. I'm sorry. I'm not eating a Mirelurk king. But, I will... The regular Mirelurks, yeah. Yeah. I'd eat Mirelurk meat. It's just land crab. I would absolutely love a queen. I will not provide context. Oh yeah, I know. I know about as much as the storyteller does with Fallout lore. Fallout 1 was one of my favorite games growing up. 76 and 4 suck. 4 is better than 3 story-wise, but not by much. I am tired. I think I'm gonna cut it here. I am exhausted. I'm probably gonna finish doing all the edges on these. I may save the straps, or at least some of them, for. Well, actually, you know, before I do that, I want to see if I can even do this. I don't know if it's even possible. I've never tried it on suede. And I'm really hoping it's possible, because this is, if it's not, this is a very expensive mistake. Going heavy on the tokenol because I need as much magic as I can. Give me that Japanese magic. I know they have it. Hey, relatable. I'm so sorry. You didn't have to stay up for me, but I appreciate it. That's odd. You have a good night. Try and get some sleep. We'll see you in 4 hours. Well. Well, I can make it less suede. It's not glassing, though. So, I'll try another layer. This is the third layer. Let's see how much magic I have to put on this to make it turn to glass. This is also a different type of finishing gum, or a different type of finish. So I don't think this is possible, but I'm trying my best. If I could just make it usable. Oh my god, it's possible. Wow, it takes a lot of elbow grease, but it's possible. That is not a tonight project. That is going to take a lot of work. But I can glass it. I'm curious if that will even catch burnish. Oh god. I'm not looking forward to this. Hindsight's 2020. Buy the right material next time. I don't promise that. Next stream, I do not promise it being glassy. I'm gonna try my best. I may give up halfway through and say, screw it, it's good enough. Am I gonna be here next Tuesday? Probably. I kind of like the Tuesday-Thursday thing. If I don't do something sooner... I kind of like doing them. I'd love to do them sooner, but one, I don't really get off work until about 7, and then, you know, setting up the stream and such. And I also don't really want to conflict with other people's streams. Everyone seems to end around 7, so if I jump on after that, I feel like I'm not cutting into other people's time. I know it's kind of late and it makes it difficult for people to join, but I don't know. I could also change it up and do it on days where people aren't doing anything too. I don't know. Oh my god, 2 a.m. Why are you still here? You should have gone to bed a long time ago. Look, I know sleep is for the weak and all, but it is the weak, so... Horse. Well, in any case, I am pretty much done for tonight, so I appreciate you for coming, and if Tabby is still lurking in the background, I appreciate you for coming too. She never said that she left, but I'm assuming she did. Oh, you're still here. I don't know who... I have to look up who that is. Hold on. I don't know who Jason Ritter is. Give me a second. Jason Ritter.
You're an adult, you're in your 30s, but you're able to access this childlike side of yourself.
Well, it's more like I'm able to sometimes access the adult side of myself, but
So you're mostly very childish.
yeah, I think so.
A little bit, but his voice is a little bit more nasally. But I can hear it. doesn't look anything like me.
Oh yeah, no, I hate the work mics. Although maybe I should bring a work mic home one day and just plug it into my headphones and we'll do a stream as Betty. we'll do a Betty stream. You should hear my work voice when people immediately misgender me. I go full on Betty Boop. So I get that sort of 30s Minnie Mouse voice going on. It's great. Yeah. Anyway. Thank you for hanging out, everybody. I appreciate you coming out, and we'll do this again real soon. Hopefully, the next time you see these. So, before I go, I will say this. I'm going to do my best to get everything finished. And the ones that are not going to be dyed, I'm probably going to paint just so that we have them. Because the paint takes 24 hours to dry fully and then 48 to mess with. So, I may get that done this weekend just so that we have them. But, we'll move on to the next step from there. I realize I've got a lot of pieces here. We went from 1 to like 4 at a time. But when I get everything done, I have to sew them all together one at a time. So you'll be able to see the process go. Yep, shop's closed. You don't have to stay here, or you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I should, man. Can I, is that copyrighted? Can I sing that? B. Arthur's dead. Good night, but not goodbye. Let me not get in trouble. Let me not get copyrighted by, it's technically owned by Disney. But yeah, genuinely thank you everybody for coming out, and I'll see you again next time. Cool. Oh. Goodbye.